Welcome, everybody, to tonight's epic Tuesday Night Showdown. I'm your host with the most. It's B-Train704. And to my left, my right, or whichever direction you want to say, I have Mark Zombie yet again for round number 2. How's it going, Mark?
Great B Train. So happy to be back and so excited for this series. Best 2 out of 3, Division B West. Regen Blue, right? Is that it? I lose track. So many Regen teams.
Yeah, we have Regen Rainbow right now against sOaK. I'm just kidding. It's Regen Blue versus sOaK every lane. And with this new meta, soaking every lane is typically one of the best ways to win, I think.
Yeah, I mean, experience is more important than ever. Now that you can't get that instant bonus from the downing the structures. Still a little bit from the towers, but not anything instant from the forts. And I know we had a little bit of a disagreement off stream about the XP changes, whether good for the game, bad for the game, good for the pro scene, bad for the pro scene. But I mean, here we are in NGS, the amateur scene, and it's going to be an exciting series either way.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Tome of the Spider Queen is going to be our first map.
Yeah, and looking at the map picks and bans, sOaK every lane elected to take first pick. So Tomb of the Spider Queen was the pick of Regen Blue, who Regen Blue banned Volskaya Foundry, and sOaK every lane banned Dragonshire. Now,
Okay.
anybody who knows Dragonshire knows that if you let me get Chen on Dragonshire, your top lane will currently
GG.
lose the entire game.
GG.
So yeah, we're calling GG on that. But Tomb of the Spider Queen is the first map, and Tomb is kind of a weird map to start out on. There's not a lot of room to kind of feel out. There's pretty much just the first turn and objective. A lot of times will decide how an entire game will go.
Yeah, definitely can lead a little bit more towards the snowbally side, being such a small map, and then also having basically just the control that you have over the lanes means you have control over the turn in points, and that also means you have enough gems to be able to just kind of go back to back. So we'll see how this pans out. It definitely was selected by one team, so we'll see if that performs in their favor or not.
Yeah, I think my main thing when I look at Tomb of the Spider Queen is how do you fit Chen into your draft? Fantastic. Nah, all jokes aside, wave clear, wave clear, wave clear. You need stall for the objectives, and you need a tank who's built like a tank, but not Sergeant Hammer though. She's a terrible tank outside of being actually a tank. As we're getting into the draft, you want someone like a Johanna or a Stitches or a Garrosh who can step up and really like stall the turn-ins. And without further ado, we're getting into this draft, and
Yeah.
what do you think we'll see for some of the bans here?
Well, with no prior knowledge, I would kind of lean more towards, maybe even a Gul'dan ban or just typical meta bans, as we do see a number rock getting taken out from the red team.
Yeah, not wanting to deal with the beetle, not wanting to get Beetlejuiced, as we see Kel'Thas, Sir hitbox a lot. Salami, assalamu alaikum. They don't want to deal with living bombs this game, and I can't blame them. I hate that hero myself. And obviously, the discussion a lot of the times with him is that he's not banned in some of the higher levels of play because there are easier ways to get around him. But personally, I just ban him all the time because living bomb is annoying.
Yeah, living bomb is really annoying, and also there's a pretty good chance that someone on the enemy team loves playing Kalphas. So even if you're not sure, or maybe there's something stronger, chances are that someone's going to be having to readjust their strategy when you get Kalthas banned. And then Imperius and Lucio for the next two bans. And it should be noted that Lucio, this is his first week legal in NGS, but he is not legal in this match 1. He's banned out.
Yeah, not really gonna put up with any of that smoke. We see the double warrior. Imperius is kind of like Imperius is kind of like a flip flop. He's sometimes main tank, he's sometimes solo lane. But either way, he's banned out in this game. So we see the tank choke, not the toke. Don't do that at home, kids. And we see Johanna picked up from Philip K, or Philippe K, as I'm gonna call him this game because that sounds way more fun. Johanna picked up as one of the heroes I highlighted, and then on the other side, there's also more wave clear.
Ooh. Yeah, I do love Johanna here. I think she's just a strong tank no matter what composition you're running, no matter what map you're running. but especially on Spider Queen, giving the ability to clump up those minions, do a fair amount of AoE damage to them, and really leans into that kind of mid-top heavy rotation strategy. And then, you know, on the side, on the blue hand side here, sToeK and Jaina, also a fair amount of lane clear. Ooh, some sharpshooters coming out. Jimmy and Ana.
Yeah. All right.
sOaK every lane.
I love the Anna pick. She's absolutely fantastic, and you know Nipsey Hussle got shooters everywhere. R.I.P. to a legend, by the way. And Anna is fantastically enough with that increased range. Whenever she goes into crouchy, sneaky, breaky mode, those sleep darts can hit sToeK out there while he's dropping that silencing circle.
Yeah,
Usually,
yeah.
like I see people take Tyrande when she gets the flare range at 4 to stun that out, and with that, you know, Anna being able to do that herself, sToeK will have to be a little more cautious about positioning. And we see the
Yeah,
Maiev and the Diablo bans.
Oh yeah, those are like a little bit more along lines what I've expected. The only ban that sticks out here for me is Imperius. I think he's a strong pick. I think he's a fair ban, but like compared to the other 5, I don't think he's as common. Of course, Lucio being his first week legal, and then here on the side of Regen Blue, we got the Sylvanas and ETC. As a tank option here. What do you think about ETC in the current meta here, B-Train?
My thoughts on E. Woo woo. All right, hold up. Okay.
Whoa, Queen of Blades.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish sOaK every lane, but ETC, I think is one of those heroes, and you know, whenever he has that power slide up, he basically just moves on in and tries to set his team up. Nobody clip that, please. That was terrible. But ETC is squishy, okay? That's always been his problem. He's strong against auto attackers, which, you know, he's in luck. Kerrigan and Raynor, a lot of auto attacking, as well as Sonya. So we'll see how that works out here, but I think if the Kerrigan combos can land, there is just so much damage and follow-up potential. And if Anna times her grenades right, the bio kill switch of sToeK actually won't garner as much value as you would hope.
There's a very good point here as we move into game 1 on the best of 3 in Division B West. Regen Blue on the blue side, fitting enough, and then sOaK every lane on the red. And yeah, Kerrigan, I think kind of in, you know, if you talk to many alpha players, they're going to tote Kerrigan's strength on this map specifically, and then also on Infernal Shrines, just for her early game pressure, for her ability to kind of clear out those minions as fast as possible and just move on. She's a very I'd say she performs very well in kind of heavy rotation maps. Yeah, I kind of both drafts here seem pretty solid, pretty standard. I'm excited to see the Sylvanas kind of look at a little bit more what build she's going. I would say Regen Blue can get some serious value off of those the first turn-ins with that Sylvanas trait.
All right. On the left, in the blue, Regen Blue, B stepping around the core, giving a little rain dance. Let's get it, baby. We have Mongoose on the ETC, Larson on the Sylvanas, Jason on the Jaina, Osteel on the sToeK with the big old badge, and Grendel on the Blaze.
And on the red team here, we have sOaK every lane, Philip K on Johanna, Knee on the Ana, Strogus on the Kerrigan, Apocalypse on Sonya, and DMN13 on the Raynor, the Jimmy, as I like to say.
So here's what I want to see from sOaK every lane here. Besides them soaking every lane, which actually, fun fact on Tomb, isn't... Oh, Blaze, I'm going to miss out barely there. Tomb of the Spider Queen, the minions grant the least amount of XP, or less than any other minion in the game, as Johanna taking an incredible amount of damage there, but nobody really seems to know that. It's a small known fact here. With the Kerrigan comp, you're going to do a lot of rotating, you're going to be aggressive, you're going to try to take advantage on the map. So with that being said, they could miss out on some wave clear, which on Tomb of the Spider Queen isn't as condemning as usual, because the minions aren't 65 to 75 XP apiece. They're only about 55 to 60, because the gems will provide their own source there. Is Larson going to get hit by the... Oh, what a beautiful teleport from Larson on the Sylvanas, and staying alive there is humongous for Regen Blue.
And we do see both teams here kind of going for that mid-top strategy, just gathering gems near neck and neck as far as the gem count goes. And then talent-wise, Something that jumps out to me here is the Adrenaline Stim Pack. And I could see some potential synergy there between his Gauntlets talent. I believe it's at 7, giving him some more minion damage. So attack speed and minion damage, just trying to really hammer out that bottom lane on the Blaze.
And I believe another part of that level 7 talent for Incinerator Gauntlets is that it will light, as Stroke's actually going to take a lot of damage there after the ETC power slide away pull in, but the combo's going to miss onto all 3 as the Jaina turns around with the Blizzard, and down goes Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, Queen of Nothing anymore, and DM in 13, going to get chased down. 2 kills in favor of Regen Blue, putting their stamp on this game so far, and that's the first blood of the game in about 2 minutes, so wasting not really any time here.
Yeah, level 4s do come online here for Regen Blue. Unfortunately for the red team here at sOaK LaNe, they didn't really drop too many gems in that trade. So there could have been a lot worse there.
One of the key components, I think, to watch out for Regen Blue, as Jason is taking lots of damage, gonna get the sidestep on the Kerrigan combo, and the damage over time gonna not be enough. Rips the tap and then the back. Kind of a risque play there, barely making it out from the Shrike damage out of Anna. But as I was saying, I want to watch the Sylvanas dagger stacks. Already at 28, that's pretty fantastic, especially without that level 7. The Banshee Whale, the Wave, applies the 3 stacks that you need when you put the dagger on somebody to stack that up. And it's unlimited stacking, as Brainer going to eat a huge combo there, going to get the healing off from his own level, his own E ability, excuse me. And no harm, no foul, but it looks like Regen Blue is going to start dumping these gems in.
Yeah, I think a very, very important strategy on this map. Of course, you want to run those mid lane, top lane, but as soon as you have the opportunity to get your gems in, kind of when you can sense the opponent is not really in a spot to contest, you want to get those turned in just to get them off the map, get you just so close to that web weaver faces. We do see sOaK LaNe has enough gems, and now also Regen Blue has enough gems, but meanwhile, there's team fight going on up top. Johanna's going to find herself a little bit out of place here, but she is Johanna. She's holding 22 of the gems, and she's going to be safe.
And for sOaK LaNe's beneficial advice, after this series is said, done, and over, Johanna stepping up like she is stacking the heck out of Sylvanas, already sitting at 46, which is a very respectable number. Pre-level 7. Yeah. That's something to watch out for. Johanna keeps feeding these stacks up. They're going to have a real monster to deal with in the late game here.
Yeah, and then not especially a Sylvanas player myself, but we do see Possession coming out to level 4. Is that a standard pick, or is that something maybe for this map or this draft?
I've seen Possession picked more often than not as of recent, like her latest changes. As Regen Blue gets the first web weaver phase of the game, and they did it fantastically. Johanna can eat the silence and the stun. Fantastic. The only enemy of an unstoppable with how many gems? That looked like, what, 20 or 30 gems?
20. At least 20 gems there dropping down for the side of sOaK LaNe. So pretty devastating here to be losing that first objective and that heavy piggy bank of Johanna.
And the slide comes through. We're going to get a little bit of follow damage as Jason actually getting chunked out here. Sylvanas has already used her trait, so cannot force her will upon these towers like the days of old, where this first web weaver phase with a Sylvanas means a couple keeps potentially. But with 4 dedicated top here, and now that Johanna's just respawning, Regen Blue looking extremely aggressive. The punish quest is completed, however, and the negative healing grenade is going to come through. Mongoose going to get the slide out. No Kerrigan combo to follow as of yet. Mongoose does fall, losing a small handful of gems, but that punish quest being completed is going to be an absolute remarkable thing for the setups from sOaK LaNe here throughout the rest of this game. That is a very hard quest to get done.
Yeah, indeed a very hard quest, and basically what that rewards is regardless of hitting 2 heroes or not, you always slow by 80%, and there is no decay on that talent. So Johanna's going to be able to do some massive setup for the Kerrigan, massive setup for the Sonya and the Raynor, as we see, of course, the Ace in the hole at level 1. I do like that synergy that they brought out there.
Ace in the hole will literally be forever procced for the rest of this game. That is fantastic. And I think right now, the play that Regen Blue is making is they're saying, we don't want to step out and possibly lose a couple lives here. We're going to let them turn in. We'll take the Bruiser camp. They have the level 10 advantage. Is Sonya going to get hit by the charge, the slide, the instant Blizzard combo? Going to get the spear out on the other side of Mongoose. Face melt doing lots of zoning there, but Apocalypse looks like they're actually going to survive. And the turnaround could be here after all these cooldowns have been burnt on the side of Regen Blue. Man, I kind of wish sOaK LaNe would have fought that.
Yeah, it would have been a good opportunity as level 10s are just right around the corner for Regen Blue here. Meanwhile, Johanna getting caught out of plays. ETC going in a little bit deep, falling off a low himself, but both players are going to walk away. Apocalypse still not quite ready to fight. Kerrigan goes in, but it's not going to be anything yet here as 10s are just now turning online for the blue side, Regen Blue, and they're just securing a little bit more gems, very close to their next turn-in phase. And we do see the mosh pit coming out, the flailing swipe from sOaK. Other players kind of holding on to their ults at this point. Silencing arrow coming out. The bunker and then Jaina. A little uncertain.
Ring of Frost is out. With Blaze and an ETC combo, holy moly. We see level 10s finally coming online as the slide is going to miss on to Raynor. We see the Bless Shield, the Nano Boost. We see the Maelstrom from Kerrigan, Leap from Sonya, and Raynor's Raiders. So, Leap from Sonya screams to me all in, but Sonya Leap can also establish a stall on Mosh as Jason actually caught out here. Strokes has a combo. Now's the time to rip it, and Jason is going to go down with a turn-in also for the red team. sOaK every lane has a huge chance right now to make some plays as all of the, or not all of the, but most of the ranged wave clear is actually down right now, with Sylvanas being the only one remaining, and she is very cooldown dependent.
Yeah, and just a quick update here from chat. Yes, Chronovos, we did see Subdue done in 16 minutes. It's crazy. It's Spider Queen, Division B West here, Regen Blue, and sOaK every lane. sOaK every lane picking up their first Web Weaver of the game, looking to push in bottom lane, providing a lot of pressure down here. Gonna back out after this first wall and maybe look for something mid. So we do see Johanna moving in.
Yeah, sOaK every lane.
Mosh pit is always right around the corner.
sOaK every lane has a great ability to combo, but the problem with going all in with the Johanna, the Kerrigan, and the Sonya, mosh pit is ever a threat with that sOaK silence and then ring, but Philip is actually going really deep there, taking some tower shots, forced to pop the unstoppable a little bit early, and that's one of the tools that they have to deal with. Mosh is currently down, but if I'm looking, every single member for sOaK every lane can interrupt mosh pit. So as long as one person doesn't get caught in it, if they have the right cooldowns, they can actually stall that mosh pit. As Leap is going to come out into the backline onto Osteel. Philip getting super low in the back, but the four-man mosh into the ring. The swipe, a little bit of counter ability usage there. Didn't even think of the words, but that's going to be 2 down for sOaK every lane. Key and company trying to run. DM in getting chunked out here, but 2 will fall as the blue web weavers are coming, and this is the point where you have to watch out for. Keeps are going to start dropping here.
Yeah, and that looked like a fight that actually the sOaK every lane initiated. But meanwhile, Kerrigan falling off alone, and she will fall as well. All of a sudden, just like that, we did see in the mosh pit the Ring of Frost come out, and yeah, we have blue side with our next Weaver phase here, securing that top fort. Now looking to move on to mid. They should get it. Almost 13's right around the corner here. Philip might be a kill target.
Yeah, also Key and DMN are in trouble here. Gonna get hit by the face melt into the silence and the blizzard. The combo is fantastic. Bless Shield did come out, but that is going to be the support and Raynor down. And these stagger deaths are disastrous for sOaK every lane. In their attempts to sOaK every lane, living up to their name, they've lost 2 more members and, quite frankly, a lot of gems. Map control forfeit and Strokes. Oh, baby, no. Not like this.
Still going. They're going deep. They're trying to just poke Strokes out. Maybe look to get a keep here. They do have the Sylvanas straight coming online, disabling that keep. It looks like they should have enough to get it. Raynor coming online in 1 second. Keep is falling awful low. They're going to start backing. Big flailing swipe coming out. It's just so low. They don't quite get it yet. Oh, the periodics. I want them. The most satisfying thing in life is periodic catapults.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you click on that keep and tell me how much HP it has?
Because I see 2-6. 2-6.
That's terrible. That was 1 minion auto.
Bad.
But to be fair, I love... Oh my goodness. Gonna miss the blaze stun. Doesn't matter. Strokes actually pops the Chrysalis. Johanna is gonna be silenced. The ring is gonna hit. Johanna silenced as well. In the back, the arrow comes out huge onto Ana and Raynor. Apocalypse wasn't even here as Kerrigan goes down. We're gonna get the huge condemn and the 4-man leap from Apocalypse. Oh baby. Oh my. Mongoose with the solo mosh gonna get slept darted out, taking so much damage. Mongoose is 1 HP inside this bunker. Philip trying to run. Blaze gonna try to get the charge followed through. Gonna get the kill with the flame strike. And that is another 2-for-0 trade in favor of Regen Blue. These combos are fantastic.
Yeah, they did. the synergy between the I've seen a couple times where here ETC and the Stu cover just so on point with their initiation and then the follow up lurking arm. It's making it really hard for the kind of melee clump that they have between Johanna, Kerrigan, and Sonya to really take advantage of their spells. I do like that kind of almost felt like a bait play coming out there. They walked away a little bit early, didn't quite get the keep. Now they're going to go back and secure that. It led to Kerrigan almost face checking that top turn in and ended up falling there.
Yeah, Kerrigan is extremely squishy. Great zoning here from Grendel. Strokes and Grendel just giving a friendly hello to each other there around that corner. They actually might not have even had vision. But for all you at home looking for tips to improve, especially you bruiser, solo lane, and tank players, that positioning, using that fog on that wall is fantastic, giving your team vision of your flank while also not compromising your own. Grendel could have been anywhere in an instant for his team. So if you're looking for some things to take into your own games, I always love pointing out zoning plays from the bruiser players on these teams.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we're kind of posturing towards boss here. All the minions do kind of scout that out, and it's not going to be enough for them to secure that as they are down one talent tier and 2 levels as the 16s do come online for Regen Blue. And I do like how you point that out, B-Train. As a tank player myself, I love taking advantage on those spots in the map where you're not necessarily hidden in a bush, but you are hidden out of their line of sight.
And Philip doing yet again with Grendel on the bottom flank here, looking to get a kind of a cheeky engage. Not gonna get it. It's gonna be scouted. Johanna in the bot lane, however, looking to get a little bit of clear, trying to find 16 for these teams. Raynor stepping up pretty far out of that gate. If I was ETC, I would have slid that. I have no fear. But with Sylvanas and this bruiser camp empowering them, taking less spell damage, as long as they're within the circular aura of the camp, they're going to continue pushing this with 1 keep down and 16 advantage. This could actually, with a couple misplays or just great outplays, this could spell the game.
We do have all of the ultimates online except for that Jimmy there with his Raynor's Raider coming online soon. But they're going to walk out of this, just kind of play safe, look for more gems. They're awful close here to their next turn-in phase, so why risk it? I like this play from Regen Blue.
Honestly, when I look at Regen Blue's position on this map right now, their team scales better into the late game. Jason not finished the ice quest from the level 1, the baseline, and Sylvanas stacking endlessly. Their team scales better into this late game with these quests and such. So when I look at this map, it's like a long day of work. You just want to come home, you want to undress, and you just want to lay on your bathroom floor with a box of Cheez-Its, and they just want to chill. We see the pings coming out here in this little gap, and this flank that they're looking for could be pretty humongous, but it looks like it's going to get scouted out, and now they're just going to push this lane with the Web Weavers and the Giants in the bottom.
Yeah, and real quick message here from chat. We do have 1,500 biddies coming in from Always Full Mango. Hashtag B-Train Bestcast NGS.
That's my boy Mango. Everybody who doesn't know, that is the Abathur God. As Philip going to come in and get the big condemn, and we see that huge slow Strogs looking for the dummy thick flank on this Kerrigan as Grendel going to charge back. No connection with that jet propulsion. Huge shout out to Mango for the bits yet again, as this game 1 is getting to a really tense stage where I think sOaK Every Lane is going to have to make a home run play here.
They do have 16s online. They're looking to move in. Philip K. Johanna moving in awful deep here. Does get a big slow coming out, but they don't have quite... Kerrigan is now moving onto Larson, but meanwhile, the Ring of Frost goes down. It's devastating. Hits 1, 2, 3 players. The mosh pit comes out. Stukov with a clutch lurking on 1, 2 kills. Jaina picking up another. It's a 3-for-0 trade here in the favor of Regen Blue. Jimmy on the run. Key on the run. This is trouble. This is blood in the waters as Regen Blue is moving into the core.
Fantastic play from everybody. I want to highlight Jason there with that rooting talent on level 16. Numbing Blast got the root, which sealed the deal on the support, which absolutely crushed the hopes and dreams, as well as the door for game number 1. GG Regen Blue. And that was quite a fantastic game. They pretty much controlled it beginning to end, especially with such an aggressive comp from sOaK Every Lane. I don't think they ever really had the chance to take the game into their control. They were always playing reactive, which with the Kerrigan is never what you want to do.
Yeah, I feel like the Stukov was maybe a large part in that, as just those lurking arms. Clutch positioning there by Osteal, of course. 0 deaths, only 2 deaths total on the side of Regen Blue. But yeah, that sOaK just being awful disruptive. If he's in a good position, Kerrigan goes in. Kerrigan is not going to be accomplishing her goals there. And who just kind of going back to the picks and bans here, who has ended up taking that first? Who brought us to Spider Queen here, B Train?
This was Regen Blue's map choice, and
Okay.
I'll have that thrown up for everybody here in a moment as we are waiting on our next map to be selected. Is there anything in the scoreboard that really just kind of sticks out to you? I know you pointed out the sOaK, fantastic positioning, 14 kills to 2 in favor of Regen Blue. Obviously, I think the gameplay spoke for everything. They had fantastic synergy with the moshes and the rings, and I think they just did a fantastic job of playing on kind of the front foot against a comp that would have rather had that chip.
Yeah, I mean, we did see. So I'm kind of looking at over some stats here, and we do see Blaze sitting on top with 10k experience soaked, followed up by the Sonya from so Blaze on the blue side versus Sonya on the red side, 10k versus 7k, and then kind of what we talked about in the beginning, having Blaze pick up Adrenaline Stim Pack and then comboing it with the Incinerator Gauntlets at level 7. So gaining massive attack speed, massive damage versus minions, mercenaries, and monsters, and then of course also igniting those oil spills with his basic attacks. So yeah, I think there's a lot to highlight for both teams here, but really the solo lane performance from the blue side, Sylvanas kind of topping those hero damage meters with 45k. Um, yeah, it definitely looked very pretty on the side of the Regen Blue here, as of course they brought us to this map, so we know we can assume that they've prepared, have a strategy for it. So I'm excited to see what the results of the of sOaK every lane is, whether they take the map pick, whether they take the first hero pick as we go into game 2.
And it looks like the lobby's up, and it looks like Regen Blue also picked this map, and they picked Cursed Hollow.
Ooh, okay.
Cursed Hollow is a map that doesn't get played a lot, and as someone who's been playing this game since pretty much it came out, Cursed Hollow is always one of those maps where cheese has always been a threat on this map. It doesn't matter what the cheese is. If you want to run Vikings, you can do it. If you want to run Abba Illidan, you can do it. As long as you have like either extreme pushing power or you have the ability to stall objectives forever with a global on your side. There's just so many different ways to play this. There's so many different styles that I don't even think you can really target ban anything here. You just have to ban what's good. Because teams can take so many different forms on maps like this if they know how to abuse globals and rotations and control the map with macro style. So if I had to label a map extremely macro oriented more so than most, it's gonna be Sky Temple and Curse Hollow. And hopefully, we can see this go to a 3-game series. sOaK every lane has a lot of lanes to soak and a lot of space to do it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they opted to take the first pick and then let Regen Blue decide another map. They must be feeling pretty confident either way. As an NGS player myself, when you drop a series, maybe it's time to, okay, we'll take the map pick. We'll go with something that we're very comfortable on. But I'd expect to see I'd expect to see Abathur either involved in this game or involved in the draft.
Abathur is one of my more enjoyed partners on my team here as of late. I've run into a couple of extremely good Abathur players, and that hero can actually dominate games, which is awkward for most of you people who play HOTS to think about. This little slug who can't step out into lane, he can't melee people, all he does is hat and body. So it's crazy to think about the effect, as you called it. Abathur gets banned here, as well as the Anubarak and the Kel'Thas.
Yep, I was gonna mention so far pretty straight bans except for that Abathur command. sOaK is gonna be banned on the side of Regen Blue, which is interesting as they ran him in the first game, but they must have something special up their sleeve for their support player as they do take out that sOaK.
And I want to take this moment to shout out to Twitch chat, to everybody out here who's viewing this game. There is a poll that went up today in the casters channel. Supreme High Overlord B Train, caster of all casters that have started the season and have a name beginning with B, have started a challenge that I will be kicking off on my own for the next Tuesday Night Showdown. It will be a challenge to cast with an accent. So I want to take votes. I want you guys to vote in Twitch chat or in the Discord or in my DMs. Feel free to go ahead and throw it in there. The accents that are being voted for the next Tuesday night showdown, excuse me, are Jamaican, English / British / posh or fancy, whatever you want to call it, or Australian. So make sure you fire those votes in there. Hit me in the DMs, hit me on the Discord. But let's get to some of these picks. We see the Jaina coming back, but on the other side, Anna Johanna yet again, and a Tychus pick.
Ooh, okay. Kind of interesting. I do understand, you know, going into something like Diablo, as a very, very popular hero here. Picking up something like Tychus, I think he's a kind of a, I wouldn't say underrated hero, but he's always a threat. Always able to kind of surprise an enemy team here. So I do like that Tychus pickup here from sOaK Every Lane. And they will take the Johanna again, and then Anna coming out. And then third bands here from Regen Blue, we do have Maiev getting taken out, which is pretty much, you know, exactly what they were doing before. I think Maiev is a lethal hero that almost you either need to, you know, your enemy team is not going to play it, or you have to have a response for it because she is extremely strong here. And then Brightwing as a ban. Ooh, that is a spicy ban. I'm kind of about that here, as we did see Stukov getting banned out by Regen Blue, and then I like that response of Brightwing getting banned.
So one of two things enter my mind here. Brightwing ban could say, hey, Stukov banned, Anna banned, we're choking your support. Or B, we want to play something that dives a lot and dives hard. And Brightwing just shuts that down, whether it be an Illidan or a Zeratul or a Valera or one of those, or a Genji even. Just some of those dive heroes, she really counters that. She just takes away all momentum from those heroes that need to keep on the move. But also, a thing to think about with a Brightwing ban is no Emerald win. On a map where there are lots of fights around these boss pits, the boss is playing an important role in these teams' control of the map. Brightwing bombs are always a threat, and she has great point control, as we see the Blaze and the Hanzo coming out to round out sOaK Every Lane's draft.
Okay, so they are taking away the Blaze. Of course, the Regen Blue had played them last round, and they do have their two kind of tanks locked in here with the Haka and Diablo. And this just in, we have Arrow of the Storm in chat voting for the Australian accent for the B-Train Caster Challenge, as I did provide those options for y'all. So please make sure to vote next Tuesday night. B-Train will be doing a lovely and beautiful, perfected, very well practiced accent for us here. And we do see Lily. Interesting.
Second best panda in the game, by the way. Second best panda in Heroes of the Storm. I'll have it be known right here in chat. But yeah, the Lily pick, interesting, but at the same time, if Tychus is trying to chew through your Diablo or your Dahaka, and you blind him, they no longer have that tank buster, and Hanzo can't drop people fast enough. So I look at this comp, and if Tychus is blinded during that crucial minigun window, I think sOaK Every Lane has an extremely hard time winning team fights. Because both of their support, or both of their tank / bruisers are kind of those slow rolling, methodical, you know, Blaze and Johanna. They don't really just snap engage like the Diablo does. So they're going to have to play kind of responsive yet again.
Yeah, and I think Lily is very often seen kind of at the lower ranks, as she's a very popular, what they say, easy to play healer. But I think the cups can often get a lot of value because in those lower leagues it's not interrupted. But here in Division B West, meanwhile, hold on, I can't even think with all these B steps going on. Take this one, B-Train.
We're going to go ahead and introduce the B-stepping blue team from the side of B-Train. Jason on the Jaina, Mongoose on the Diablo with those sexy luchador shorts. Lily played by Steel, Grendel on the Dahaka, and Larson on the Jimmy. It is Regen Blue.
And on the red team, we have Philip K on Johanna, DMN 13 on that Tychus, Strogus on the Hanzo, Knee on that Anna, and then Apocalypse on the Blaze, and it is our sOaK Every Lane red side. Let's go.
Up 1-0 is Regen Blue. This is their map choice. First pick is something that sOaK Every Lane is valuing here, and we'll see how flustered they are after their game one. They played kind of a kind of a do or die draft, but this draft from them is much more stable. It doesn't revolve so much around winning harder, as you say. Heroes like the Butcher, Kerrigan, they're all win harder heroes. If you're currently winning, they
Right.
just do a great job at keeping that pedal to the floor. I think their draft now has lots of ability to turn around and come back here. They have great macro control. They can bust these tanks down should they play their cooldowns right. And they have pretty decent wave clear with the Blaze, Johanna, Tychus, and Hanzo. They actually out wave clear their opponents, I feel.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, Dahak definitely a very strong lane presence, and I think he's going to get a lot of value here. And of course, the Jaina right off the bat, we do see her moving on to those siege camps, clearing out those siege, and then the response from the red side is they're going to be doing their siege camp. So just I think the power, the strength of Jaina as a pick as a mage, just able to clear the lane, burst the enemy team, clear a camp on her own. And I do like the delayed cap here as they're kind of just trying to time that out. We do see that the first tribute is going to be going to the top lane, so the longer they can stall out their siege camp on the red side, the better, I would say.
So typically, and I love the play for the Bruisers here from sOaK Every Lane. This is actually super fantastic by them to tie up the resources of Regen Blue. As Monthus is going really deep, taking a couple tower shots to try to get the combo onto Strokes, he's going to make it out all right. I wanted to point out the Bruiser, or not the Bruiser, excuse me, the Giant camps. So typically with the objective spawning in the top like that, that top Giant camp pretty much serves you no purpose, as the team that is
Right.
currently trying to defend that will also have the ability to poke at the objective. But, you know, having it push in the bottom for sOaK Every Lane is fantastic, except there's a Dahaka on the other side who can drag those Giants into the range of the towers and then just dig up. And with the global negating that, these camps will pretty much gain about equal value for either of these teams. We already see the top one getting cleared. So this first fight will most likely be a full 5v5, and I don't know how much value the Dahaka will get, because if you're sOaK Every Lane, you want to force that dig.
I do want to take a moment here to shout out Lulu, hero support main, or healer main, I'm sorry, for the Nexus Cats. She's getting excited over the Lily. One of her favorite heroes. Please don't expect that Arthanaut is going to allow it. But we do see Lily coming out. Hello, Lulu, hot. Oh, the 3-2-3 moment as a pause comes out from Mongoose here.
Yeah,
We have a DC'd player.
that is extremely unfortunate, being that that was your global, and I was wondering why that first tribute was captured so easy. But I guess we know now. And with that, you know, kind of being the case here, we're gonna wait for, you know, the Grendel to reconnect. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long. But with the first tribute going over in favor of sOaK Every Lane, unfortunate as the DC is, I think that is a fantastic thing for them to be able to have taken that, as they're already down just a small amount. But, you know, we'll see how this turns out. The race to 10 will tell a lot for this map.
Yeah, and kind of looking at the pause state of the game here, there are two camps from sOaK Every Lane pushing down mid, pushing down bottom, but those will be cleared out pretty evenly. As yeah, the experience is near neck and neck. Um, so and then kind of going over talents, simple geometry coming out from Hanzo. It I know it's kind of alternated. There's been a lot of Q build Hanzos floating around here, but I think simple geometry can get some pretty decent value in a lot of those tribute areas where the choke points are often surrounded by walls and narrow tunnels. Um, ooh, another interesting talent from the Jaina, Jason opting to go for Arcane Intellect, um, and also a Lingering Chill build from the level 1 talent here.
That build is most often taken as a wave clear response. What you lose with that build is your ability to poke, uh, and sure, you maintain the mana regen because you take that Arcane Intellect at 4 instead of the Globe Quest at level 1, which is fantastic, as it looks like we're getting everybody back into the game. So we'll get that loaded back up here. But I think the main thing that I want to keep an eye on is how the wave clear is affected for Jaina. She should be able to clear things a little bit more effectively, but the team fight damage will not be the same, especially if Icy Veins ends up not being the talent selection at 13. So I want to see how that pans out.
Yeah, and then Raynor is going to be providing quite a bit of value for synergizing with that Jaina. But that is, I've taken the talent Arcane Intellect before. I think it's actually kind of ridiculous how much mana and sustain that provides. You kind of don't even really need to worry about mana problems. So it's definitely a good response to, like how you mentioned, the red side has a little bit of advantage there in the lane clear. So good response by Jason, I would say.
The zoning here from the Johanna, and instantly Mongoose going to get shredded into by the minigun, is going to get hit by the blind. Tychus going into the bigger they are. We can see that health bar from Mongoose just disappeared.
Oh, meanwhile, Dako is going to use a big tongue on Tychus. He's getting pulled back. Goes in, flips over. It's going to be almost enough. And the Jason does secure the kill with the Blizzard. Meanwhile, Philip K falling awful low. Dahaka moving in, might secure another kill for his team. It's a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Regen Blue as they do look to secure their first curse tribute of the game.
That last condemn from Philip was fantastic. It did cancel the tongue from Dahaka, who he was just getting that lick off, trying to hit Johanna. The middle camp did push here, took down most of both of these towers. I think they're going to fall here with just a little bit of help from Regen Blue. And that tribute not being stalled out long at all after the global came in, Regen Blue still holds the experience advantage. Grendel hasn't been zoned off of any XP really here in the bottom lane. Maybe missed one wave. But that doesn't amount to what we're going to be seeing. And with an extremely defensive position for Regen Blue on the next tribute, I don't know if sOaK every lane actually wants to contest this. I think they should make a play for like a boss or sOaK their lanes, as their name would suggest. But it looks like they're going to make that boss play up here in the top lane.
Yeah, boss is getting ticked down in the top lane here. It's a pretty decent response, as I think this particular tribute is going to be awful hard for the red team to move in. I do like that boss play. And then a quick message from chat here, as we do see a talent highlight, level 4 debilitating dart coming out from Ana here, B-Train.
Activate to fire a dart, which slows the movement speed and reduces the damage dealt for the first enemy hero it hits by 50% for 4 seconds. So really looking to pick a single hero out if you can hit that dart. I don't know if it's a skill shot or if it is a targetable. It is a skill shot? Okay, as hold on, Johanna's actually going to get hit here by the lick from Dahaka, zoning out. This boss fight actually turning out actually in favor, looks like, of sOaK every lane. They've gotten the boss tethered. Top boss is now pushing. Apocalypse is in here getting a lot of CC. Grendel in the back line kind of zoned out, not able to do anything as the Blaze Charge and the Condemn come through. The cleanse onto Mongoose. Not going to be enough, 400 HP, and falls. Raynor and Dahaka wouldn't even take part in this fight as they were zoned off in the bot lane. The Giants are getting cleared, and the boss is still pushing top as now the bottom boss is being taken by sOaK every lane. Soaking every boss, more like it.
Soaking every boss, a beautiful play, just what they needed to stay in this series, as now they're ever so close to level 10. It's near neck and neck with the talent tiers, but tribute spawning kind of on their side, in their favor. They're going to be securing that boss and rotating up. Big play here for sOaK every lane as they do secure their 10s first, and we do see Dragon Zero, of course, coming up for the Hanzo, Blessed Shield for the Johanna, Combustion for the Blaze. I like it. Spicy, cheeky ulti pick right there. And then Command Odin, and then Ana kind of holding on to it.
And we saw the NA arrow go mid and hit Lily for particularly no real reason. So that is on CD right now. Ana holding that ultimate is on the other side. We are going to see the Ring of Frost, the Apocalypse. Lily's going to take the cups. We get Isolation, and yet again, Raynor's Raider looking to have that consistent damage and maybe just the endless threat onto, say, the Ana or the Hanzo. I think the Combustion pick is interesting to me, as if it is stunned out by either Lick or Apocalypse, it will short fire the channel of Combustion, which I believe is a 4 or 5 second channel, and it tears up, kind of like Cho'Gall's Twisting Nether ultimate. As Ana is still holding on to that ultimate, I'm curious to see if we are going to get the Eye of Horus versus the Nano Boost here. I don't see that many good Nano targets outside of maybe the Blaze with Combustion.
Yeah, could be waiting for that moment. I can't understand the Eye of Horus holding this talent off. It's a fantastic ability to interrupt any channel, like of course in Cursed Hollow, Towers of Doom, just from global range, just being able to stall, just being able to delay the tribute. As we do see this third tribute spawning here, both teams with 2 out of 3. This is going to be the first curse of the game, and the forts are neck and neck. The experience is neck and neck. We do have nice posturing here from the red team. sOaK every lane as Johanna might be the target, or Dahaka as he's moving out.
Philip gonna do some zoning here. Mongoose and company stepping up, declaring the space theirs. And I want to see how much free damage Philip is willing to take on this Johanna without Laws of Hope. Not able to restore that health so quickly. Tychus needs to get in here. Philip taking lots of damage. Over halfway dead already. The Unstoppables pop lane as Blaze is going to get the 4-man combustion off. And the 4-man arrow going to split him out. Jaina does fall. Getting the Ring of Frost off with the Apocalypse. Odin is out. Philip is down to 6 HP. The lick from Grendel is going to stop the Eye of Horus, but it's too late. Odin is out. Tychus is just blasting away with these missiles and rockets like Kim Jong Tychus. And with that all said and done with, the first curse is going to the red team, who now have giants pushing in the bottom, and they got 4 kills there. This map can totally crumble underneath the red team right now.
A 4-for-1 trade in favor of sOaK every lane. Oh my gosh, I've got goosebumps. I'm a Johanna player myself, and her health bar was so low. I think all of the players from the blue side here, Regen Blue, focused trying to get the Johanna down. Meanwhile, they didn't even realize Blaze in the backline with that massive combustion. Oh my goodness.
The combustion was also short channeled. It was only channeled about half of its maximum time. And we saw the effect that it had. So, oh baby, if they ever get a full one off. This is going to be triple fort play during their curse. That's about as much value as you can ask for. Catapult spawning every 3rd minion wave in all of these lanes for the rest of the game will always force the global to be ever busy in the back half of the map for Regen Blue. And if you're sOaK every lane, your main job now is to get as much of a lead as you can and as much map control as you can, to where the next curse that is gotten by Regen Blue, if they get a curse, which you expect they will with 2 tributes already picked up, you want to be able to have that damage control to turned all the way up to 11. You don't want this to be that giant reverse snowball that we sometimes see on Curse Hollow.
Yeah, I would agree, as Curses Hollow seems to be... luckily here, both teams were able to secure 2 of those tributes, so kind of really delaying, but hold that thought. Meanwhile, the boss attempt goes up top, but blue team sniffs it out as Dahaka's burrowing in. Johanna's falling in the backline. Oh, big combustion coming out. Diablo going in. Meanwhile, Blaze is the target. He's falling awful low here. Cup's coming out. It's getting him some healing, but it's not going to be enough. Jason does fall.
Anna sitting in the back with that rifle out, looking like Chris Kyle, dropping Jason, and the negative healing grenade is going to go out onto Dahaka as well. Jaina not quite able to inflict the damage that she needs, and right now falling after the ring comes out. Larson is also going to go down. Mongoose getting chased, melted down by the Tychus. That is another 4-man trade. That is a Souls reset, and ultimate map controls. It looks like they're going to come bottom and take the boss of Regen Blue. Right now, sOaK every lane is looking like the unstoppable force. All my vanilla WoW players, shout out in chat. Unstoppable force here, getting so much value. And with this boss play up and the curse point bottom, and level 16 is right around the corner, this is starting to look very intimidating for the side of Regen Blue.
Yeah, we knew Regen Blue was kind of on the back burner, playing from behind, but after that the boss invade, that fail, it's now looking like they're going to be having to delay so much extra time, 2 levels down. They do see the boss coming, but it's pretty risky here to contest this, but they are kind of moving in. As you can tell, Mongoose wants to get on that point. Diablo player, Big Cups comes out preemptively, but they're not going to be able to get on it. Mongoose goes in, but it's not going to be enough. The boss is channeled, and a big stun comes out. Mongoose falling off a low. Philip K also falling low. But a big Blaze combustion is channeling, and he's going to be the first fall. Blaze is going down. Mongoose falling. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Anna back into sniper position. 2 tanks down. Down goes Lily. Down goes Jaina. Strogs in here on the Hanzo Shimada. That Fantastic turnaround with the level 16 talent here. They don't even need the curse. They got the Odin, they got the boss, and the Blessed Shield from Philip did a fantastic job zoning Mongoose and friends off that point. Diablo was unable to get the engage. The Blessed Shield was absolutely impeccable. Then Diablo, unfortunately as it was, charges in, gets hit by not one, but two boss stuns. The Ring APOC combo doesn't go off, and the game swings ever so much more into sOaK every lane's favor. And Regen Blue has a lot of work cut out for them if they want to get their hands and feet back on this map.
Yeah, and sOaK every lane, they're not going to be risking it. Do back up. They're going to go for that. They're going to go for that curse. There's nothing really that they can, nothing really to push for. They could try to end with the boss with this 17 talenters, but just easier, just safer to go and pick up that curse. And I understand that kind of the shot calling, the little bit of communication from the Regen Blue trying to invade that boss. It's a feels bad man moment as they were down a talent tier. They were kind of teetering on the end of invading. Should we do it? Should we not? And then just that moment of hesitation was enough. sOaK every lane to secure the boss. Diablo goes in. The boss has already been channeled. And of course gets stunned, and it's just bad news there for Regen Blue.
All right. Level 16 is here. Regen Blue has the horses in the back. All right. They're ready. This is their fight. Oh, Jay's on. Oh, no. Dodging the sleep dart. Sidestep King. Gonna drop the ring. Down goes Jayzon. The Ice Mage. Down goes Jaina. And another very choicey rotation spells disaster for Regen Blue, who have to give up this curse point now, or tribute point, excuse me, which will put these teams tied at 2-2. And I think with Jaina down, sOaK every lane can just rip their boss and pretty much take their hands off the wheel here.
All of a sudden, they're already back up to the 2 out of 3 tributes for the curse. They're on the boss. They have control over all the lanes. They're just on their way to 20, just about 1 level away. And it's still possible, of course, for Regen Blue here, but they're just going to have to play extremely passive. It's looking like 20s might be online, or very important tribute hits.
Right now, it looks like damage control is the name of the game. Philip doing a good job here, is trying to scout this out. Gonna pop the Iron Skin a little early. We see the pings. They're all coming. Osteo's a little split. Philip zoning the rest of the members out as Dragon Arrow is used onto Lily. Crossfire doesn't get the kill, but Hanzo says no matter. Gonna hop over the wall, hit that arrow, just looking like Kobe. With the fadeaway, Odin came out, possibly just a defensive measure there against like the APOC, as it does grant unstoppable and armor for Tychus. And just like that, another kill, another camp. Top boss is forced to be defended by Regen Blue, and there's a tribute spawning right now. This looks like it's going to be curse number 2 for sOaK every lane.
Curse number 2, and just moments ago we had that first curse. Right before that first curse, I believe it was 3 forts to 3 forts, and just like that in Cursed Hollow, even though both teams were able to secure 2, as soon as that first came online, they were able to take all 3 forts, have that big advantage. They did a fantastic job at pressing their lead, as we do see Philip K moving and falling off the low here. Blaze Combustion comes out, is going to hit 1, 2, 3 members. Fully channeled Combustion. Lily drops cups. It's interrupted. 1 member down, 2 members down. Oh, Regen Blue on the retreat here, as it looks like this is going to be a core situation.
Burn, baby, burn. Blaze bouncing around with flash fire. Combustion no longer slows Blaze, but instead slows the enemies around him. That is an unescapable. It's an uncounterable move, looking like Randy Orton RKOing 3 with the charge combo after Combustion and securing the game. Game number 2 goes over to sOaK every lane, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3-game series here for our Tuesday Night Throwdown.
Tuesday Night Throwdown, 3-game series. I'm excited, B Train. I'm a selfish, greedy caster. I want to see a game 3. I don't. But wow, that was looking at the kills here, 3 to 19. So kind of reminiscent of the first map, but on the flip, as sOaK every lane was now in that kind of dominant position. So it'll be interesting to see how Regen Blue responds, whether they choose a map again or opt for that first pick. This is, so far, spicy series out of these Division B West teams.
And if we look at the scoreboard here, we see Raynor with the 31k damage. We see Tychus and Hanzo sitting at 35 and 39,999 respectively. No 40k. Sorry, Strogs. Jaina with the wave clear build, clearly leading that siege damage for her team, but unable to pump out the hero damage that we're used to seeing from a Jaina, and then playing from behind with the stat disadvantage tapped on top of that. It was just disastrous for Regen Blue. So we'll see if they continue to go down the Jaina road, maybe revert to that level 1, or not level 1, excuse me, the game 1 build, as it was so fantastic for them. And, we saw on the side of sOaK Every Lane, they were not phased one bit by the first game not going their way.
Yeah, and we do have a message here from chat explaining the Brightwing ban. So, yeah, of course, we did see sOaK Every Lane banning out the Brightwing. And of course, the Lily pickup was a little bit interesting of a choice there. How do you feel about that? Do you think I'm interested to ask whatever the winning team is out of the series about that Brightwing ban and its impact? How do you feel about that, B-Train?
As far as just the Brightwing ban and then the subsequent Lily pickup,
Yeah.
I feel like the Brightwing ban was targeted at trying to slow down the global control for Regen Blue, because sOaK Every Lane didn't pick anything that was countered by a Brightwing as far as her abilities are concerned. But Brightwing can also provide that off-lane soak, and I think we saw that once they got a hold of the game, one global wasn't enough to keep Regen Blue in it. And I think maybe had they had 2 globals or a little bit of burst healing from Brightwing, being able to blink in and heal an absolute tremendous amount of health, that could have been a game changer. But it also could have been just a comfort ban. Or a comfort pick being banned away. So like you said, we'll have to ask these teams and see what it actually turned out to be.
Either way, I'm very excited for this third game. Always selfishly and happy as a caster to see it go to the 3-game series. I know as a player, it's one of the most stressful things here. But I'm excited to see, as we do have the lobby is being created. It is available now. And what map are we going to? It's Battlefield of Eternity. Whew.
Battlefield
baby.
of Eternity. A map where macro, there's one bruiser camp. Outside of that, throw that out the window. It's about space and pace, controlling the place where your team wants to play. There's a lot of zoning that needs to be done on this map. Lots of PvE damage to the objective that needs to be handled. And it looks like these teams are going to be getting ready. And we are heading into the draft. This was the map pick of sOaK Every Lane.
So sOaK Every Lane here, this is their first map pick of the night. As we do see the prior 2 choices, Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow, on the side of Regen. So I personal favorite map of mine, I would say. It definitely kind of, like you said, shoves the macro aside, leans a little bit more into that brawl, that ARAM style, big heavy team fights. I'd say there's a lot of heroes like Diablo, like Lucio, that can get some value here. I've kind of personally been doing a little bit of theory crafting, and I feel like Lucio could be a very strong support pick, as there's a lot of wall ride opportunities, and of course that boop coming into play around, if you're defending. But we'll see if it comes out, as the bans are flying left and right. Regen Blue banning out the Kalthas and Ana, and of course three maps in a row here. The eVeRy getting banned out from the side of sOaK Every Lane, and then the Sukov also banned out.
So, if Diablo is picked up first by Mongoose, I want to see the Garrosh response. Garrosh controls Battlefield of Eternity so fantastically. Fighting around your immortal, defending it with a Garrosh. If someone wants to step up and those little stun circles come up, you just chuck them into it and you got set up for days. But instead, first pick Greymane, hardly thinking of Greymane as a first pick anymore within the current meta and the heroes that are played most commonly. There are lots of ways to counter a Greymane. This could also be a bait from Regen Blue, but as far as a first pick goes, I'm actually quite concerned.
It's a little bit interesting of a first pick. I think kind of the mentality is drafting very, very fast racing heroes. Of course, Greymane does a lot of work at getting that getting that immortal yeah, immortal, right? Yeah, immortal. Getting that immortal down. But is it worth the first pick? I don't know. And we do see on the side of sOaK every lane the Jimmy, Rainer, and the Johanna.
And there's the
Oh,
Brightwing.
so
Huh.
sOaK every lane said you're not gonna have it. Game 2, Cursed Hollow. We don't want you to have that macro hero. But Regen Blue firing back saying you're not gonna see this coming. We're taking Brightwing now.
So
Before that ban phase. Before the ban
Brightwing is
phase.
such an interesting pick to me. They're gonna ban the Jaina. Jason has not picked the hero of their choice yet, but Jaina will not be it. And if I know Jason, this smells like a Li Ming. I think we're gonna get a Li Ming out of Jason, and I think we're gonna get either the Dahaka or the Blaze from Grendel. Dahaka doesn't get you as much value on this map, so we'll see what comes through. But right now, Strogs could get back on that Hanzo, and we already see the Johanna and the Rainer picked up. And Rainer can either commit to the Ace in the Hole, or you can commit to Exterminator if you're fearful of the race. As we see the Artanis pickup from Apocalypse, I'm excited. Artanis is a hero I love to cast. Oh, that's a steal.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, B-Train on that steal. Li Ming being taken by sOaK every lane. Let's see how Jason and Greendale respond for Regen Blue. And I do, it sounds like he had a little bit of insider info, but I do like that, the combination of Greymane and Li Ming kind of drafting for heavy race heroes. But sOaK every lane says, no, we're taking it.
Okay, the Imperius counter pickup. Imperius wins the lane versus Artanis past level 4, given he goes the correct build. For solo laning, there are multiple builds for Imperius, but his build for pure solo laning is the brand at 1 and 4. He does start to absolutely chunk Artanis. We're still waiting on the support pickup from sOaK every lane. But that Li Ming pick, I feel, is exactly what Jason and friends wanted. We'll find out after this game, but I know that Jason enjoys that hero, and we get the Rhaegar. Is this a Bloodlust?
I would say no, it's definitely not Bloodlust. It's a decent option for Artanis and Rainer, and of course trying to just lean into the race. But looking at the supports left, we did see Ana getting banned out, Tyrande, Sukov. So what's really left besides Rhaegar? I personally like him on this map. His lunge from his mount, his Z ability provides a lot of extra damage, and of course that lightning shield. But Bloodlust, I don't know.
I want to see it. Chat wants to see it. I don't even need to wait for the votes. Everybody loves a good Bloodlust. I don't think we're going to get it. But yeah, you're right. As far as other supports go, I think Stukov was also banned. Then that leaves, Malfurion, Deckard, Whitemane, Tyrande was banned out. Yeah, there's not a lot of supports left here. But if I look at the pick of the Greymane, it's not extremely countered. They only have one blind until level 10 with the Johanna. And we're going to get these teams coming in here, and it looks like we're going to start off on the red side this game. Take it away, Mark.
Yeah, and the red sign here, of course, it's sOaK every lane with Philip K on that Johanna, DMN13 on the Rainer, the Jimmy, as I like to Rogus on the Li Ming, playing that Rhaegar and Apocalypse on the Artanis.
And on the left, in the blue, the B steps were missed, but have no fear. B-Train is here. We have Osteel on the Brightwing, Jason on the Sylvanas, Larson on the Greymane, Mongoose on the Etsy, trying to turn it up to 11. And in the top, on the Angel, we have Grendel ready to show it off with that spear. I call him Imperius because he's impeccable.
I have not heard that before. It's beautiful. One moment here, B-Train. We do have, what's that? 69 biddies coming in from Slexia. Thank you so much, Slexia.
You didn't even need to say the name. I knew it was Venus or Slexia the moment you said the number. As we have Exterminator out from Rainer. No ace in the hole this game.
I like that option. Previously, when I was kind of dipping my toes into Rainer, I found a lot of value in that talent, as it, of course, minions, mercenaries, monsters, it doesn't matter what you're shooting at. As long as it's not heroes, you'll be doing 50% more and then 100% while you're inspired. And of course, there's a couple talents that can extend the duration of Inspire. So I like that pickup, especially on a kind of PvE race map like this one.
Yeah, and we see ETC committing to the block party at level 1, which is... I've always maintained this thought process. ETC is the best tank in the game. Quote me, kids. ETC is the best tank in the game against an auto attack focused composition. Rhaegar, Artanis, Raynor. That value you get from like the intimidation at 16 and then Rockstar, or not Rockstar, block party at 1, it's fantastic. And I think that they're going to do a great job surviving these team fights because it applies to everyone around ETC.
Yeah,
he's really a supporting tank for his team there. As we see the wave clear in the bot lane is slightly an advantage, it looks like, to Regen Blue.
Yeah, and that's definitely a very important thing about Block Party. Of course, a lot of heroes, I know you alpha players out there, you're familiar with that block talent. Used to be kind of a neutral talent, but one unique feature of ETC's Block Party is does apply to a nearby hero, giving them the stack of blocks. So that's a pretty interesting pickup, and I do like that when you're going up against the Rhaegar, the Artanis, the Raynor.
And for all my Johanna players out there, I do want to go ahead and highlight as Apocalypse is having an awful time up here, full on mana but low on health. Hold Your Ground is the pickup for the 3rd game in a row by Johanna on the side of sOaK every lane, reducing the Iron Skin cooldown and increasing the shield amount. So not looking to get that health regen. Instead, looking to be able to press D more often and just kind of run through things that should normally stop you.
Yeah, personally, Johanna is my highest level hero in the game, around like level 55. And I kind of lean towards Laws of Hope. Of course, Hold Your Ground, I definitely respect the value in that talent. I think it's incredibly strong. I'm just never really certain when's the right time to take it, over Laws of Hope. And then also, meanwhile, Apocalypse is the first to fall, first blood in the game, going to side Regen Blue. Is kind of devastating timing as these first Immortals come out and start fighting.
Yeah, and it looks like DMN is going to bite the bullet here, actually getting out. Good job, being able to sidestep King out. But we saw Li Ming rotate top. They had a 2v1 versus Imperius, and busting out that spear, doing the limbo all over that swap. Artanis paid with his life, and just like that, the race is extremely in advantage of Regen Blue here, with Artanis being down.
Regen Blue also kind of had a nice kind of camp pressure going on. It's not going to get them too much here, but it will secure them this first objective. Yeah, also another kind of on that Johanna train, we do have Sins Exposed coming out again. I believe that was all 3 matches, but I guess that's just a talent to just provide extra burst for your marks enemies for 4 seconds. So that's also going to work on the Immortal here.
Absolutely, and I believe it also works on structures, and trying to clear this Immortal is the name of the game for sOaK every lane. They're down about a half a level, only 1 kill being taken so far. And we see Rhaegar getting that dog bite in. This Immortal gets the wall, and that looks like it's going to be about it. As Imperius actually, I want to highlight this talent because I recognize his builds. Flash of Anger, hitting a hero marked by his Flare, which is his W ability, with his Charge, which is his Spear ability, deals an extra 237, scaling of course, area of effect damage. So looking to splash damage a little bit, getting a couple spears out. Instead of getting that cleave, that straight up just AoE auto sweep attack, Apocalypse has to be careful. I don't think he knows that there are 4 people down here in this bot lane.
Yeah, level 7s are now both online for both players. Regen Blue did have an advantage there, and is going to secure them that bottom siege camp as they now look for maybe to get a pick on Apocalypse here. He's falling awful low, just like you mentioned, B-Train. He goes out for a Q, and he's walking awful. The Unstoppable comes out. It's a nice cleanse. I don't know if it was saving his life, but either way, he walks away. Now, all of a sudden, Larson is the target for the Brightwing. Teleport comes out, and meanwhile, Li Ming's here, now finds herself awful low. Stroganus. Ooh, all of these players are going to be walking away. No deaths, no trades. But either way, exciting high-level play here in NGS Division B West.
Oh my god, that Li Ming combo took about 3/4 of Osteel's health bar. And we saw the cleanse onto the Artanis, who I want to highlight. getting hit by the spear, the slide, the poly, literally every CC imaginable, was able to have the presence of mind to get that dash swap out and actually swap through the entire body blockade of Regen Blue, getting back to safety, eating the cleanse to continue the sidestep king dance to victory as these teams are lining up 8, almost level 9 actually in line for Regen Blue, and it looks like these teams are going to commit to racing the first half of this Immortal.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see the Might of the Banshee Queen coming out at level 1 on us, not opting for that stacking quest, but instead going for attack speed and spell power. So I'm wondering if that's, you know, I would think on a 2-lane map, you might get a lot of value out of that level 1 quest, but again, I'm not a Sylvanas player myself, so that's just something I've noticed that's a little bit different about this game.
And here's the issue right now for sOaK every lane. You don't have a global. If you're committing someone to go soak the lane, they cannot be here instantly. So if you're trying to acquire level 10 around the same time as the enemy team, defending doesn't actually go in your favor. Brightwing is a true global who can appear at any moment and save one of her teammates so they can actually still play aggressive. As we see the camp pick up, looks like it's going to be mirrored by both of these teams. And, you know, they're going to pick up level 9, soak every lane, but this is going to be 9.5 for Regen Blue, and they're still going to hold the advantage.
Yeah, I think at this point, the name of the game is wait till level 10. Neither team really feels confident moving into attack and finish the halftime. But both the Immortals here are pretty much even, around 50% health. But yeah, both teams really just looking for... Meanwhile, the sOaK every lane decides they need to make a play. They need to move in. They're fighting before level 10. I like this play. They don't quite get it. Level 10s do come online for Regen Blue. And now they're going to be backing off, just trying to soak, trying to defend, just waiting out for level 10. And Mosh Pit's online. We have Silencing Arrow. We have Emerald Wind. Go for the throw and Angelic Armaments.
Kind of a misplay. They don't pay too much for it, but I feel like that was a misplay by Regen Blue, especially against Exterminator and the Artanis, amateur opponent and follow through. They looked away they sent 3 people top, and almost instantly sOaK every lane just absolutely destroyed that Immortal. As we're going to see ults locked in, we have the Mosh Pit, the Emerald Winds, go for the throw. You went over those. Artanis is the only one holding. We have Wave of Force, Bless Shield, Hyperion in this game, no Raider. And Artanis is going to be holding that ultimate as the slide's going to come in onto 2. The Black Arrow hits 2 as well. And Artanis is going to eat that Ancestral. And on the backside, Imperius is flanking with the Angelic Armaments. The 4-man Condemn is going to come through. Punish Quest not completed. Lots of Lee damage coming out. The swap is going to miss, but the stab onto Raynor. And Sylvanas is going to have to blink out there as the fight rages on, but it looks like this fort is going to fall.
This fort is definitely going to fall. No players have died yet. A lot of ults have been burned. Go for the throw, still available. Mosh is still available. Kind of meanwhile, out. DMN is the target. Raynor will fall here. Mosh has been down. Not much value, but they do get that Raynor. Big swap going out from Apocalypse. Jason able to blink away. Emerald Wind goes out in the meanwhile. And Artanis falling off a low. He might be the kill target here. Larson going in. Not going to be enough. It's a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Regen Blue. And they do walk out of this. Kind of nice trade there. They got the fort. They got a kill.
Purifier Beam is online for Artanis. If he can drop that beam down on an immobile target, such as a Mosh Pit ETC, or even in these clump team fights after you get the combo from Johanna, it can do actual tremendous amounts of damage. As we see, top lane Brightwing has appeared, and that actual reveal from her level 4 tells the members of sOaK every lane that they are there. And they're able to just walk in and take this camp, but with nobody defending bottom, Greyman and Imperius are going to shove that right in. And if somebody doesn't get down here quick, that's going to be a lot of missed XP for Regen.
Yeah, and right now here, looking at the structures, there is only a 1 structure advantage in favor of Regen Blue, and also they kind of have pretty much almost a full level lead, not quite a full level lead here, but 13s are going to be coming online. They're right around the corner. It's going to be devastating for sOaK every lane if they can't catch up, soak a little bit of experience and close that gap, that 13 gap. As we see, it's going to be coming online soon. As they try to push in top here, Sylvanas straight comes out. It's stabilizing structure, trying to get a little bit of extra pressure in. Wave of Force goes out, but it's going to be enough to delay them as they move away for this Immortal phase.
Internal clock is always an important thing for Strogs on the Li Ming. Mosh had about 20 seconds left when that Wave of Force got ripped, and Wave of Force has, I believe, 20-second cooldown. So Wave of Force will come back up right in time with the Mosh Pit. So you'll still have that tool to interrupt, But if 13s are almost online here, as the next Immortal phase spawns, there's a level lead, or a talent level advantage for Regen Blue in just a moment.
Yeah, Mongoose in really good positioning here. There's a lot of interruptions for the Mush. I do think Wave of Force is a very incredibly strong tool against that strategy. Meanwhile, the laser beam from Heavens comes down on Larson. He's zoned out. He can't do anything, as we do see the members of sOaK Cover Lane trying to get a little bit of damage in here. Philip K going in. The Rainer's Hyperion goes out big. Emerald win, but it's not going to be enough to save Brightwing, and she does fall.
The most clutch Ancestral onto Philip, as Raynor does fall on the backtrack. Imperious with all them swords, them shiny stabs coming out. Lots of damage. Grendel and Mongoose chasing this down. They could still turn this fight if the power slide comes through. It looks like Philip is going to fall, going to eat the cleanse, going to pop the Iron Skin as well to get the shields. And even though they got the first 2 kills of that fight, they actually lose the engagement. The combo was fantastic with the Purifier Beam onto the Greymane for sOaK every lane, but ultimately losing the engagement as their backline just kind of got pulled apart by Imperious.
Yeah, I think the Purifier Beam is actually a very strong ultimate pickup. I know, of course, the blind synergy is strong, but if you throw that beam on a Raynor, he can't really do damage anyways. A big mosh pit coming out from Mongoose. Q.
Fantastic interrupt from the Wave of Force or the Raynor. Not sure who. The Punish Quest is completed, but at what cost? They looked at him like Thanos and said, what did it cost? Johanna from the grave says, everything. 1 kill to none. And now with 13, almost 14 coming online for Regen Blue and a member advantage, they can take a camp. They can push it on this Immortal. They want to make the most out of their time while Johanna is not on this Earth, planet, video game realm that we want to call it. And it looks like they're going to start trading out some damage onto this Immortal. Mongoose did rip the tap, trying to get some mana back. Black Arrow is still online, as is Go for the Throat. Someone can still get yeeted and deleted as the big swap onto Jason.
All of a sudden, he's in an awful rough spot here as he does blink away Philip K on the chase here. It's going to be enough to secure the kill. Purifier Beam does come out, and there's the Raynor Hyperion going in. And they're on a nice defense here. Mongoose does fall. Oh my goodness, all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4 members go down. And just like that, sOaK every lane is now in control. And that's kind of a feels bad moment, as that Immortal was so close to being completed there.
We just got a live feed, a clean feed from Strokes' house. If anyone has ever seen the Bongo Cat meme, that's what just happened in Strokes' apartment right now. Just smashing all the buttons on the keyboard after you hear that ding when you get the reset. And we see the power of Li Ming. And now, what just a moment ago seemed like such a nice place for Regen Blue has turned out to be quite disastrous, as they're now down an entire level. They don't have the Immortal. 16 talent tiers almost here for sOaK every lane. What a tremendous turnaround, all starting from an absolute unit of a swap from the Artanis for sOaK every lane.
Yeah, I would say Artanis is definitely not a hero that comes out on a lot of maps, but this one in particular, he's incredibly strong. So that being said, the swaps can provide some serious value, but meanwhile, Philip K is going awful deep, and he does fall. It's a nice pickup for Regen Blue here. Now they'll be able to safely clean up this Immortal with no front line from the side of sOaK every lane.
Yeah, Johanna getting hit by the Emerald Wind and Go for the Throat. Not quite often I see Johanna get hit by Go for the Throat as far as ultimates from Greymane go. Usually it's that Cursed Bullet. As I want to talk about a talent that we kind of overlooked, as we have Wizened is the actual word, but I call it Winzied Duelist because I have kind of pronunciation problems. I'm dyslexic somewhat of the time. But Winzied Duelist, Wizened Duelist, whatever it may be, 7 stacks out of 30. A quite insane power spike for Greymane, which only improves his racing capabilities. But when you die, you lose half of those stacks. So when Greymane just passed away a moment ago, was sitting at, 14 stacks likely. And that is an impressive number. Greymane chunks, his 16s are online for both teams. And we have the Alpha Killer Greymane doing percent damage now with those Worgen autos. As we see lots of pings coming out here. Brightwing is bottom, but she can be here in an instant.
Yeah, and just moments ago, just like that, it felt like sOaK every lane was in a very nice, dominant position, up almost a full level with that talent tier, with that Immortal pushing in. But just like that, Shoutouts to Regen Blue for a phenomenal defense as we have this game is so close here, B Train. Structures are dead even, experience just a little bit in favor of sOaK every lane, but Regen Blue is not out of it yet.
Nobody is out of this game, not until the fat lady sings. But since we don't have a fat lady, I will suffice as the fat caster. And both of these cores still healthy, keep still up, a fort on the top of each lane for each of these teams. Bruiser camps pushing in the opposing lane, which will actually favor Regen Blue here, the team in blue. And it looks like we're going to get a thick flank in from the members of sOaK every lane, but it is scouted by Mongoose.
Oh my gosh, those orbs coming out from Li Ming. It's going to chunk down Brightwing, and Artanis does secure that kill. 1-for-0 trade. Oh, now Larson's on the fall. He's going to be going in, trying to get a little bit. It's not going to be enough. He does fall as well. 2-for-0 trade in favor of sOaK every lane.
Yeah, and a impressive. The engage was scouted. Regen Blue saw that coming. They had all their defensive tools, but Emerald Wind not used, Mosh Pit not used, Angelic Armaments not used. As when but everything on the other side was blown outside of Ancestral, but with no defensive tools being used. And Greymane and Brightwing down for another 15 and 23 seconds. This Immortal race is gonna get absolutely just dominated by sOaK every lane. And with Greymane as your best racer being mostly effective as a melee hero, he's going to have a hard time defending this Immortal that has 27,706 hit points on the shield.
Yeah, and that moment right there, that team fight right there, that's definitely a moment to rewatch later, clip it if you can. But holy cow, ETC was in a prime spot, not, like you said, scouted for his team. But it didn't really matter when the team fighting came to it, as sOaK every lane walked away with that 2-for-0 kills, and now they have a near full shield Immortal pushing down the top hand lane. This is looking like a keep here, B-Train.
If sOaK every lane just plays this in neutral, if they only push at like a comfortable pace, the big swap coming into the boss stun. Jason actually gets hit by the autos on the way out, or the flashlight from Johanna, and just like that, the best range damage for the side of Regen Blue is gone. Oh, Apocalypse. Oh my god, these swaps. As just like that, I think this is a keep hands down.
Yeah, and kind of looking like we mentioned earlier, this is the first map sOaK every lane actually chose tonight. So I think a hero like Artanis is a little bit of a niche pick, but on this map he can provide incredible value, and swaps like that you can't. Oh my god, speaking of swaps, the steel gets swapped out, but it's not going to be enough. He does walk away. The Johanna Blessed Shield comes out. It's going to slow the members down. It's not going to be enough. Now all of a sudden the Immortal is on the core, and the members are moving in, trying to end this game here.
Regardless of that swap not securing a kill, it was so beautiful that instantly I started removing articles of clothing as the Mosh is going to go on the backline to Li Ming. The shield on the core is gone. It's down to 15%. 14. Go for the throw comes out, but it's not enough. The core falls. GG. sOaK every lane blew the top off that donkey and just rode it into town and just sold it to the vendors, and boom, they walk away with another victory.
Another victory, another donkey pelt, another fat sack of cash. Congrats, sOaK every lane, to an exciting best of 3 series, as they did drop that first map and then kind of almost a reverse sweep scenario tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. With the reverse sweep, they did a fantastic job. I'm going to see if we can get somebody for an interview. So yeah, and shout outs real quick to our observer Falendrith. When is Apocalypse changing their name to Swapocalypse? Oh my god, that was hard. Don't hit me with the real bam simples, okay? But huge shout out to our observer, as I'm trying to see if we can have someone for an interview from the side of sOaK every lane. Falendrith did a fantastic job for us tonight, as always. Observer god of NGS, the only one I've had actually so far, so it's kind of a jaded scale, but nonetheless, I love you. Thank you for being able to take the reins of these games, and everyone who watches these streams, I'm not catching everything. That is the work of our magnificent observer, and you don't quite often get an opportunity to shine, so I wanted to give you the floor and let everybody know that you're the up-and-coming Final Fantasy XIV streamer, and that they should check you out on Twitch. As it looks like we get Philip K for an interview. Would you care to meet in an NGS lobby? Let's take it to lobby 1. All right.
Hey,
First off, congrats on the victory there. The reverse sweep is always a fun one to watch. You guys did a fantastic job coming back, so congrats on the victory. Oh, that was an extremely close series, I just wanted to say.
hey. Oh yeah.
Um, First off, where is Apocalypse? Why is the swap god not here? Those
One
swaps
sec.
were insane.
Oh, he's going to get
We're
him. He's
getting
been
them.
called.
I just want to know. I have to know
Um,
um what the comms are like whenever we see those swaps come out. Because when
Yo,
I
swap.
yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
we just like shout swap and then everyone just jump on that target and I think like he swapped like Sylvanas twice, which was like the target we wanted. So it's like just like
Best.
two great plays.
Yeah.
Should ask him yourself though.
Yeah.
All right, Apocalypse. We actually have to rename your account to. All right, I'm gonna fumble through this yet again. Falendrith, our observer for tonight, has come up with the name change for Swapocalypse. Any thoughts and concerns on how this name change could affect your current standing? Do you think you'll see more Artanis bans?
Maybe after that. That was a lot of fun.
Those swaps were fantastic, and I wanted to point out quite possibly the most impressive one of the game was the last one onto Brightwing where you cocked the prism back at like a 45-degree angle. You didn't get the kill, but it was the most beautiful swap of the night in my opinion.
Yeah, it was
was-
the only target left to throw it at.
All right, so getting into the series as a whole, game one, you guys busted out a Kerrigan.
Yeah.
What was kind of like the obviously don't reveal strats, but what led to the picking of Kerrigan? Is that something you guys like specifically got ready for this matchup, or like kind of what's the thought process when you pick a hero as off the meta as Kerrigan seems to be right now?
Well, we found a cool combo of Kerrigan, and then it didn't go well as we thought it would in the game. Put it mildly.
Yeah. So is like, of course, you end up drafting Sonya, going for that leap. Was that kind of the mentality there in that first game?
Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not gonna say exactly what the combo was, so I don't think we got it off once. Hint. Yeah, it's just I don't know if we just played Toon bad or they were a better team than we thought they would be.
Yeah, and actually, really quick follow up. So you guys ended up dropping that map, and then going into the second, you opted to grab the first pick, and you know, in favor of the map pick. So kind of what's going through your head at that point? Were you just kind of confident that no matter what map they brought you to at that point, based on the picks, based on the bans, that you guys would be able to perform, or what was up with that?
Yeah, I mean I think the other two will agree. Tomb is our own, like one of our only bad maps. So
And we kind of wanted to either get the option to either ban our Stukov or take Stukov ourselves, but they end up doing it themselves, so that worked out. Yeah.
And talking about bans, we saw in game number 2, the Brightwing ban came out in the third ban phase, and I instantly, as someone who just loves the memes beyond all wildest dreams, as a Chen player myself, Brightwing to me counters certain heroes, Zeratul, Genjis, Illidan's, heroes like that dive and look to really just kind of create forward momentum. But you guys didn't go with a draft like that. So was the Brightwing ban kind of a scouted ban towards Regen Blue?
yeah, I mean Key did the scouting, and according to him, their support player plays Stukov and Brightwing. So
Yeah,
just gonna take that away.
interesting that we did see. It was kind of almost like a kind of like we're gonna get it anyways in that map 3. They did go for the Brightwing, kind of on a more of a team fight focused map, less of the macro, less of that Brightwing global potential. So they ended up securing that Brightwing on map 3. But it didn't really seem to be too impactful. There weren't really too many opportunities for that Emerald win that I noted coming into play.
They got interrupted a lot. Like there were a couple of times where it really would have messed it up, and it just wasn't able to go off. So yeah, played well around it.
And as far as your guys' comp in game 2, you went with a Tychus, and we don't see Tychus picked often. And when he is picked, it's usually is in response to like this crazy double front line, like a Blaze and a Diablo. He's a tank buster. That's what he does. but you guys locked it very early in the draft. You locked it with only one tank selected, not knowing if the next offlane pick was going to be a bruiser or not. Was your thought process the same? As you just want to use it with the bigger they are, and you just want to pick one person and tell them to go bye bye?
You are playing Tychus wrong. You don't pick him into double tanks because you kill one tank, they still have another tank. Pick him as a tank that's going to dive and get right in your face, so you don't worry about him having less range. You just kill them, and we found he is an exceptionally good Diablo counter, and it's just really, really good.
Very well. I love the tips and the hints coming out here. Everybody can always learn something new. As a Tychus player myself, I'm a sucker for In the Rhythm. I just love the dings. It's fantastic. I love just stacking it up, even if I'm not shooting the right person. So definitely something to keep in my thoughts. And you guys played the second game fantastically. Great macro control, even against the global. Excellent play. And then what was the difference make? Obviously, you guys selected the map of BOE for your last game. They elected to go with first pick. Without divulging too much, BOE being more of a team fight centric map, is that kind of what you look at as your strengths as a team, your ability to take the fights and control those maps where brawling is a little bit more encouraged than the macro?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think we just thought we were better than them in that situation, so we could win the map.
Ooh, spicy. I like it.
Okay.
Mark, what else you got for him? That's pretty much wraps it up for about me. So if you got any more questions, fire him.
I got one here. It was kind of my first opportunity to watch you guys play sOaK every lane. So tell me a little bit more about the team, about maybe some standout some players, what people's roles are, how long you guys have known each other, been a team together, just a little background on the team.
Oh my! All right, so this is our second NGS season, and just like second season playing together in total. Completely new team, season 5, and then some people had to go away, so we picked up Key and BMed. BMed sadly had some problems, so can't play with us for like the second half of NGS. But he's great on like Gazlo and Samuro, all those weird heroes. Key's an insanely good support player. Like, may say he's ranked silver in Storm League, but I wouldn't believe it. It's like skills just on a whole nother level. Yeah. Me, Strugs, and DMN came from season 5. Others, I don't know, they just like couldn't play or went traveling. So, and then OPAC is been doing some, yeah, as you saw tonight, really good on Artanis, really good at playing those offlane heroes, and has a trick or two up his sleeve also.
Well, awesome there. So I think that's all the questions we have for y'all tonight before we let you go celebrate, but the floor is yours for any shout outs you may have.
I'm gonna let my team do any shout outs first if they want to. Key, OPAC.
Shout out to I guess the team. Like, we didn't panic. I think this is actually like the third time we came back from one map down to win the series. So it's really good that we kind of kept the cool always. Shout out to you guys casting. Yeah.
Definitely shout out to the casting. Thanks, guys, and the team as well for welcoming me in mid-season to come in and play for them.
Oh yeah, and shout out to NGS for just hosting this great cup and featuring us as the what was it? Spotlight Game of the Week or something?
Tuesday Night Showdown.
Tuesday Night Showdown. How could I not know that?
Yeah, mark your calendars every night. NGS, we do a Thursday Night Showdown. We do a Monday Night Showdown, and all of a sudden, just like that, out of nowhere, me and B-Train, Mark Zombie and B-Train, Tuesday Night Showdown.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you guys doing the interview. Thanks for coming out and giving us some insight onto these games. Congratulations on winning the series, and make sure you guys don't party too hard. We want to see some more great games out of you guys. So keep it up and have a fantastic rest of the season until we get to cast you guys again.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Good one.
Take care.
All right, gonna get our call going back here and make sure we can get our gang back together. But everybody that is going to really sew up this cast here for this Tuesday Night Showdown, and I wanted to thank specifically my co-caster, Mark Zombie, and our observer tonight, Falendrith. The floor is yours for any shout-outs you guys may have. Go ahead and let them rip.
Falendrith, I'll let you shout out your Final Fantasy guild there, and maybe others.
Yeah, we could shout him out. Yeah. So the stream B-Train's referring to is me just streaming raid nights with my static. We've actually been together for almost a year at this point, so we just kind of hang out every weekend. It's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, just I still kind of do some programming on the side for Stats the Storm and the Soothsayer casting tool. So you guys should go check them out.
Cool. And yeah, for me, Mark Zombie, shout outs to the Nexus Cats, of course, the Division D East leaders. Top, if you go to the Division D East, filter by top of the standings, you'll see us right up there, #1 team for Division D East. And then yeah, also Excel Esports, my real life flesh and blood brother, Casey, AC, and the Atlas and the crew. They're rocking Div B East. This is their first NGS season. So yeah, and also, oh my gosh, also Colby McWolby, massive supporter, fan of mine. Hopefully you enjoyed the games, buddy. And that's all my shout outs, B-Train.
You know what it is. It's time for the shout outs from the shout out god, rap godcaster himself. I'm not gonna bask too much in my own glory. First off, I got a guest in the house. Thanks for the biddies. Shout out to my boy, always full mango, loyal supporter of mine. Always glad and friend, and always glad to have somebody who also has joined my NGS team recently. So I'm on Winky Face. We have Chen band against us. We're in Div C East. Come check us out if you want to see Chen play. We're your best bet, but it's probably going to be banned against me for some reason. You guys can find me on deep breath. Facebook, Grindr, Bumper, Tinder, MySpace, eBay, FarmersOnly.com, PayPal, Twitch, and Snapchat, and Instagram at BTrain704. That's a lot of stuff covered. Most important one is my eBay. I'm trying to sell a trampoline, but since I'm in Alaska, the shipping is really expensive, and that's on you. That's not me. But it's a really dope trampoline. I promise there's not a whole bunch of holes in it.
Yeah, just confirmed. FarmersOnly.com is a real website. It does exist, so look for BTrain704 on that service.
Oh man, my Twitch is BTrain704. I stream HOTS. I'm getting into Borderlands. I'm gonna be running all that back, so make sure you guys check that out. And also, there is an NGS Patreon. Make sure you check that out as well.
Yeah.
I'll try to get a link for that. I think Mark might have it because I'm totally slipping on that. But
I can scoop it up.
We'll get that scooped up. We'll get in the chat. This has been the Tuesday Night Showdown, a 2-1 victory for sOaK Every Lane as they soaked every game, going all 3 tonight. This looks like it's going to wrap up our Tuesday Night Showdown. Until next week, I am B-Train, this is Mark, and we will see you guys later in the Nexus.